Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Mildly Bad Drivers. We begin with number 19. At least they signaled. Don't worry, I'm not going to forget to full screen it. Why are we getting so many videos that have no pixels recently? Whoop. Good, nobody got into an accident. You saw it before it happened, just in time. How do you go from, like, I'm dedicated to making a left turn to, like, just kidding, I make right turn instead? At a certain point, you got to just commit to the thing, right? And if you're deciding that you're not committed to your left, like, please check your mirrors. Holy frick. It's especially obvious that someone is coming when it's nighttime and it's bright. And you're like, oh, why is there this bright light approaching my vehicle? It's probably another car. Maybe I should wait a minute. Why don't people know how to turn? Is it going to be another one? Is someone going to go for it? This is going to be, instead of left to right, we're going to right to left here. Yeah. Is it going to be? Wait for it. Oh no, wait. They're going to go they're going to go wide. They're going to go wide. Yeah, they're going wide, baby. Let's go. Okay, I will say so generally, if you're in the inner lane, and actually, to be fair, in this intersection, that dotted line does connect to the inner lane, so it's pretty obvious. I have seen intersections where it goes from like 2 turn lanes, and then it kind of just, it loses the plot on the dividing line, and it kind of just, like, you're not sure if it's pointing you to the middle lane or the outer lane. The safest is always, if you're on the inside, stick to the very inside. If you're on the outside, stick to going to the very outside, and then it's like, no matter what, you're gonna be okay at the end of the turn. So anyway, yeah, it's like, to see someone from the inner go to the middle when there's another lane is not that surprising to me. And so I would just always want to be on the defensive. And if I'm in the outer, just go full outer lane on the destination rather than going middle. Cause, like, it's very possible that can happen. Even if they're at fault, just avoid the accident. Who's at fault? There's a lot of context for me. My family. Can't read. There's too many contexts, man. I can't read all that, dude. Okay, so what do we have going on? All right, so you're rooming through the parking lot. Got it. And then that guy, he starts going out. So my first instinct here is white car is at fault here. I do think that the car driving by, they seem to be zooming a little bit briskly for a parking lot, but I'm just not entirely sure how white car just doesn't see that this is going to be a problem. It's especially at nighttime. There is no way you don't see the lights kind of, moving. Even if there's illuminated shops and stuff like that, you're still going to see some fluctuation of lighting as the car approaches, and, like, you went into the side of the car. I feel like just based on going to the side of the car, you're just at fault there. It's just how it is. Now, if you were first and then they hit the side of your car, even if it's at the front, then maybe we get a blame split a little bit more. But, like, it's just white car here, dude. It's just on the white car. Holy frick, man. I had this awful freaking trying to turn right onto a road the other day. I thought for sure, I'm just like, there's nothing I can do. I'm going to get into a crash. Some freaking idiot. So it's basically, you have street parking on the side, you have a driveway, and so the cars that are parked, they make it hard to see the oncoming traffic because you have to poke out, and the front of your car is ahead of where you're sitting, and so your car is poking out before you're able to actually see if there's any oncoming traffic due to the parked cars. But in LA, they actually have a law where there needs to be a little bit of a red zone gap between the driveway and where cars can park, just to give you a little bit more room to be able to see around the parked cars to see the oncoming traffic. But of course, somebody's just parked in the red, like, I'm just going to do this to go into the cafe, to go get a coffee or something like that. So I can't see a damn thing, and there are cars whizzing by, and I'm like, oh, I just die here, I guess. And every time I inch like 2 inches out, another car whizzes by. I'm like, I'm like having a panic attack of what to even freaking do here. And I was on the verge of exiting the car, telling the person behind me, can't see, having Kara get out, spot me, tell me when to go, and then, I don't know, kicking their car or something. But I ended up just going, and it was whatever, dude. Just inched out so slowly, but freaking idiot parking in the red zone, making it so someone's gonna crash. Totaled my car last week. Heavy rains brought a rock down the road. Ooh. Dang. Okay, first off, I gotta say this was very avoidable. Like, this sucks, and I guess you're posting here because you are the mildly bad driver in this situation, but like, you seem to be going a little quick on this completely not illuminated canyon road in the rain with your wipers blasting here. So much so that in order to make the turn, you're going on to the double yellow. So that was avoidable. This didn't need to happen. Like, I'm all for a bit of spirited driving, but in the dark, in the rain, that's not the time. So, yeah, it's like this rock is literally in the best place it could possibly have been because somebody else probably hit it, and then another car hit it, and then eventually it ended up in the equilibrium resting point where nobody was hitting it anymore in the center of the lane until you did that. So, you totaled your car with that, though, by the way? Like, that totaled your car? That seems like that's kind of crazy, but anyway, avoidable. A slick move to avoid that DUI. Huh? Is there a checkpoint up ahead? I didn't pay close enough attention to so I like how they managed to avoid the white car initially, and then they just backed straight into a guardrail. Guys, the problem was that the guardrail has a really slim profile if you're looking at it like straight on. So they just couldn't. It was impossible to know. It was invisible. It's like if you have, it's like a piece of paper, easy to see from the side, but you turn it and all of a sudden it's invisible. I don't know what were they trying to go back on that ramp? Were they just going to reverse all the way back onto the highway if this is an off ramp? Nobody knows. Nobody knows, but yep. I feel like you just made a bad situation even worse. Idiot cuts me off and then brake checks me for honking. I was leaving the grocery store and this idiot cut me off and proceeds to brake check me twice for honking. It's very obvious they were trying to get me to rear end them. I didn't brake super hard and went to the left and blobbity blobbity. We'll watch the video. Okay. Cool. I didn't even see. Were they in the frame to begin with? Oh, the honk. I got it. I'm always worried about turning on the audio because I feel like there's going to be a bunch of forks and shorts. But I see. So the honk probably happens. Honk's going to happen here, right? We can't hear the honk, but presumably the honk is here. And then they're like, how darest you honk at me? I am the end-all be-all authority on driving, and what I do is the correct move, always. So, how dare you insult my capabilities by honking? You both turning the same way? Oh, see, that's the problem, is like, oh, you're both going in the same direction, which is annoying. If you're going to honk at someone, you're always like, okay, let's please just go in different directions from this point forward to avoid the awkwardness of like having to make eye contact or anything like that. I also just don't understand, though. They have a pretty nice car. So obviously there's not much like brain activity going on at the moment, because afterwards you're going to be like, damn, I just damaged my nice car. Now I don't have a car and I've got diminished value. And there's video that they don't realize is being taken. Like, you just think that if you have the nice car, you're the one who's going to try to avoid this happening. You don't have anything to gain. I don't know. Anyway, a bit off the top. It's going to be a truck, and it's going to just shave its top off, isn't it? That's so not what I was expecting to have happen. It did like a bunny hop. I thought for a second it like fully just the front disconnected. Dude. But it was like actually just the container disconnected and the rest of the truck went forward, but it straight up jumped. Look, dude. Okay, here's the thing though. We are 100% going to have so many like silly AI videos, and because it's not people up close, it's going to be really hard to tell if they're AI, because when it comes to rendering objects and things like that, you can make it really realistic looking. So I'm eventually, without a doubt, gonna get baited by an AI stupid driving video, and so will everybody else in the comments. But then eventually someone's gonna be like, oh yeah, this was like debunked as an AI thing. And I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot, bro. But at least with human stuff, you can still kind of figure it out, right? But when it comes to objects, it's really difficult. That's like why CGI in Transformers and things like that looks super, super impressively realistic and stuff. But then when it comes to doing like the de-aging of an actor by CGI in a movie, you're like, this looks awful. Because it's like we're really good at picking out the imperfections with people and living things, but inanimate objects, or well, just objects in general, that's really like you can make it look really realistic. So two white pickaxes act like I'm invisible. Video muted for loud horn and a couple of F-bombs. There was no one behind me. Oh, hey, wait, I totally know this road. This is, this is Sunset. Yeah, this is on Sunset, bro. This is at UCLA, Sunset, driving by UCLA. Yeah, the 405. Huh. Oh, dude, you never take Sunset right lane. Okay, I'm about to go on a little LA, rant. No, did you just pull into a driveway? What the frick? Hold on, did they just go into somebody's driveway and then drive over their grass to get back in the road or something? But you never go right lane Sunset. Right lane Sunset is like a freaking nightmare. It's the worst. If ever I am in a nice car and there's some freaking person who's going 2 miles an hour in the left lane and the right lane is completely clear, I'm just like, I have to deal with it. Right lane Sunset, so bad. It's like a car. Look at that pothole right there. God, ow, freaking car killer, dude. Ah. Also, though, I've thought about this so many times while driving on this stretch of road. Like, for the people who live on this stretch, first off, these are expensive freaking houses, but their entrance and exit into their house is so... This is just LA driving in general, by the way. Like, there's nothing about this that strikes me as like, holy frick, I can't believe this. This is just like, this is what you'd see if you have a day-to-day commute that goes through rush hour. You're gonna see this all the time. But yeah, anyway, dude, just I feel for the, I don't know. I just can't imagine ever buying. We're talking $10 million houses. Some of these easy $10 million houses, and you have to deal with this entering and exiting your driveway. Like, you can't make a left turn. You have to go right and then turn around. And like, I just can't imagine dropping $10 million on a house, and this is the road you have to deal with to get in and out. There's just there's no shot. It's crazy. There are $10 million homes, and I'm like, yeah, I see that. That's a cool home. This, I don't care what the home looks like or what the amenities are. I am not living on that road. Anyway, who the frick does this in the rain? I was on the way to a D&D sesh yesterday evening. Thank God I went ahead and splurged on the new tires this week. Was literal hair from being completely slammed into. Tea spilled everywhere. Santa Rosa, California. Whew, a lot of descriptors here. A lot of descriptors. I was like, you need to, why does your webcam not, or your dash cam not focus? And then I'm like, oh, because you're filming your TV as it's replaying the thing. That is a wide monitor, I feel like. By the way, wait, do you have like, do you have a bunch of text? You have like a statue of text at your dashboard? I'm super confused. What is this? Is this in the room in front of the TV, or is this in the car? Because why would you have either? Like, why would you have a thing obstructing your TV? Or why would you have a thing obstructing your windshield? Why do they have a thing obstructing their TV? I don't know. What is this? Oh yeah, wait, because it's like, yeah, I see the green bars on the TV, and then why do you have a sticker on your TV? I'm so confused. Sorry, I'm like getting distracted, but why are you, huh? Yeah, wait, what? As if you could drive me, and it's about driving. Wait, what? What is any of this? Why are you talking about driving in front of obstructing your TV while it's playing clips of driving? Oh, I don't understand anything. Oh, boy. What the frick? Wait, wasn't that the car that was in front of them? Wait. Sorry, I've been so distracted that I've just completely like neglected to pay attention to the video. So this person turned left, and they're driving down the road in front of them, and they just 360? They just pull a 360? Okay, they go right, yeah, and then they turn left, and then they go, whoop, just kidding, and then... What? That was not a hydroplane. That was... Did they just try to go fast and furious? They said, you know what? I've got at least half a second before any other cars are going to get there. That's more than I usually had. Time to do a drift. And they tried to do a 360 drift. Traction control was still on. They just drove in a circle, almost crashed, and that was that. I don't know, man. Come on, Roundabout is not that hard. Hey, we got more Southern California for sure, guys. I'm geoguessing this one. I don't know exactly where. This looks like, this could be like kind of San Bernardino-ish. Maybe like Ontario, Fontana, something like that. That's my guess. We're looking north up at the San Gabriel Mountains right here. Sorry, I can't help but geoguess a little bit. But anyway. Sorry, I was trying to geoguess and I kind of spaced. So I was like, oh, okay. So, it is a roundabout. You can just go. I'd rather than be like cautious rather than like cutting you off or something, but this is minor. People here, they don't know how to use roundabouts in general because there are so few of them. So a lot of times when presented with a roundabout, people are like, I don't know what to do here. That's why like I didn't even think about what happened at first glance at this, because it's just, I guess, mildly bad driving. It fits the name of the subreddit, but yeah, they just don't exist in many places. Take it off any sweet jumps? I just feel bad for the car that's sitting there in line at the light. Just like, how have you possibly done this? Are they you're just like, I gotta get out of here. They're gonna hit me or something. What is happening? I don't understand. Was this Is there a mental breakdown? Is there road rage? There's just not a good rational explanation. It's only irrational things. It's not a medical issue either, though. Otherwise, they wouldn't just be speeding off afterwards. So, and then they just hit the curb. I don't know what's happening here. I can only think like mental breakdown or something. Yeah, their wipers are going. Well, that sucks for the guy waiting there. Guy creeps through a parking lot with no lights on, calls me an a-hole for going around him. There's too much text. All right, what do we got? Oh my God, are we in Southern California again? The land of mildly bad drivers, at least this month. I mean, to be fair, we have a lot of actual mildly bad driving, and I feel like we're full of this. Again, if you just, every time I end up driving during rush hour, the amount of stuff I see, I'm like, oh my God, if I actually had a commute day to day, it would be endless. This Lexus was creeping through the parking lot with no lights on, so I just decided to go around. Hold on, did they get upset? The Lexus suddenly speeds up, makes a hard left, and flies close behind me. What? Why? You even went into a different lane. Huh? I get it. There are people pushing shopping carts, but like, it's not like you went around them and then, you know, as long as, did you honk? Okay, no, you didn't honk. I was going to say, if you honked because they're behind workers pushing shopping carts, that's a bit of a dick move, but like, you just went into the other lane and went around. So I feel like it was nobody's fault. They were just waiting for the workers to get out of the way, and you went into a different lane, and that's cool. And then they were like, no, this is not allowed. Which is strange. Never turned the headlights on is also classic. You get plenty of those as well. I'm always, okay, dude. I saw this when I was a wee lad. I saw this Urban Legends video, or not a video. I call everything a video now. It was a TV show. And in it, they talked about some urban legend where if you flash your lights at a car to try to tell them to turn on their lights, it was like some gang initiation. They'd follow you home and kill you. And so ever since then, I don't know why it's like stuck with me as this core memory. And I never flash my lights at people. It's the most irrational thing. It's like actually crazy, but I have ever since then, I'm only like, I'm not gonna flash my lights. So yeah, that's my irrational thing that I do. People love cutting this corner. Point for guessing what I'm droning on about. What are you droning on about? Oh, sick. Wow, everybody's cutting it, dude. Never did get to hear what he was droning on about. This is actually a reason why I oftentimes try to stop a little bit before the line when I'm making a left turn, because people do this regularly. And I'm just like, especially if like there's a big car next to you where you're not super visible. I don't want the person making a left turn to just not see me, cut the corner, and then right into me. So anyway, yeah, but I kind of see why it happens. It looks like this is kind of more of an acute turn, and so they just try to, make it a little shorter. And yeah, turn into your lane. Never apologized and stayed in my lane right behind me. Glad there was a shoulder, because this could have been worse. Muted because I had strong. It's so nice they're considering my review in deciding to mute so that I don't hear the strong words. Yeah, that was pretty clear, cut and dry. 2 turn lanes and 2 lanes to end up in on the other side. So that is a good thing there was a shoulder. It's funny because if there was no shoulder and a collision actually happened here, I'm sure that the truck would have said, "How dare you run into me?" And even after being presented with the footage, they would have been like, "How dare you run into me?" And then even after, losing in court, they still would have been like, I did nothing wrong. How dare you run into me? And that's how that would have gone. Blinkers on. I'm merging now versus you shall not pass. Okay. So we got a pretty, oh, okay. All right. Cool. Two people who are very obstinate here. Neither of these people are good. It's a collision of the mildly bad drivers. It's crazy to be like, yeah, I want to assert my place in line so significantly here that I would like to off-road and potentially risk damaging my car just to keep my spot. I bet the van was really confused because he probably thought he had room. And then I bet he was like, holy frick, did I just turn into somebody? I thought I had an open space. That would have been my response. Because I'd been like, wait, wasn't it open? I swear to God, it was good. Or it could have just been using the blind spot assist, which people these days definitely do, of just relying on the, lane departure warning, blind spot assist, all that stuff, just to decide, oh, can I do this maneuver here rather than actually using their own eyes? So anyway, and I don't think those get you out of fault for, no, my blind spot monitoring was broken. Therefore, I had no way of knowing if a car was next to me. And, okay, no room for thee. I've got places to be. Got a lot of rainy stuff here, I guess, as it becomes more wintry. A lot more opportunity for bad maneuvers to take place as people... Good God. What are you doing in the rain? Just passing in the bike lane with... Wait, oh my God, I didn't even see. They started with an illegal pass in the middle of the road and then went to the bike lane on the right. Jesus. Like, they would have just been committed to a collision if the camera car hadn't moved out of the way. I mean, I'm always thinking, this is such an unbelievably stupid thing to do. Do you have someone with a gunshot wound in the car and it's just quicker for you to drive to the hospital than get an ambulance, or someone giving birth? Like, are you headed to the hospital? And that's the only reason why I would potentially just not bother honking at this person, because I'm just like, okay, maybe it is a genuine emergency and it's not just you being a complete and utter idiot, but I don't know, man. It's probably also, yeah, you're better off not getting into a terrible accident with the pregnant woman in the car. Gunshot wound, and like it's 30 seconds is the difference. Maybe I see that. But, people have for ages given birth without hospitals and stuff like that. So if it's like a no issues are happening that you're aware of birth, then maybe you wouldn't want to do that. So anyway, another driver that just can't miss their exit. Hey, we have one of these. Is this us? No, because this is in the Bay Area. But anyway. It's a nice looking butt on that car. Nice looking butt. All right. I mean, they got to merge, There's no not merging. You got to... Yeah, this is pretty normal. At least this wasn't like a just daring crossing 5 lanes all at once at full speed and barely missing hitting the guardrail. So anyway, okay, Sergio. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying it's a nice looking car. That's why we were interested in it. The electronics are pretty poo, though. I'll tell you that much. I wouldn't recommend it necessarily, but it looks nice. But yeah, it's the worst thing that's happened is it's tried to yank me off the road. It had some error where it thought that we were trying to call emergency services, and so the steering wheel auto yanked out to the shoulder. And I'm like, this is gonna kill us. What are you doing, vehicle? Are you kidding me? Yeah. Any car that can take over the steering wheel for you, it's just the most mind-bogglingly stupid thing to ever implement. I get it if you want to have that functionality for autopilot, whatever. It better be something that I enable actively. It cannot be a default that happens without my enabling it decisively anytime from the, like, it resets when I turn off the car, and then it can turn back on by me telling it I want it on. And it has to keep happening every time that I start. Like, it's so, I hate and think that for anyone who is a good driver, that all these auto safety features are actually a detriment. Now, I'm sure that there is actually like data to support that for across all drivers, they probably do help. I think if you are vigilant and you are good at driving, that safety features freaking suck and they make things worse. Today in highway stupidity, what do we have here? It's the car that already is missing body panels. Par for the course. Just like, really? Anytime that I see a car that has ample body damage, missing a bumper, and they're driving like this, I'm just like, really? You just don't ever learn your lesson? You're just willing to show everybody, you're advertising that the driving that you're doing, you're not even able to execute it well. Oh, yep, they're going to add a little bit more of the damage on their car and be back on the road in no time. Just, oh, good. Jesus Christ, man. I would like not be able to help it if I pulled over, you know, to the side here, because I'm like, I got dash cam footage, so this will help everybody on their insurance claims. I'd have been like, so how long had it been since you got those bits of data? Like, how long since an accident? A week? A month? How long did you make it since the last one of those things? Because I assume this happens a lot. On the way to work this morning in Eldon, Missouri. Okay. Got a bit of a lead up here. Jesus, dude, the you maneuvering to go to the right and get out of the way, and him doing the same thing is like, oh, I'm just dead. I'd have been, I just accepted, oh, I'm dead at this point. He's gonna run right into me. We're doing the thing where we're walking to each other, and then we both take the side steps, and then we're like, no, you, no, you. Oh my, what are you? That's crazy. You're in a semi truck doing illegal passes on cars? Jesus. Oh my God. Well, all right. All right, that's more than mildly bad driver though, I'd say. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video and I'll catch you in the next one.